Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How are you today? How is your Monday going? I'm trying to remember what day of the week it is. So it's already that kind of a day where I have to like figure out, is it Monday? Oh my goodness, it's already Monday. So anyways, how was everybody's weekend? Did you guys have a good Palm Sunday? We had a nice service at our church yesterday, and today's my granddaughter's 27th birthday, so we're going to go out tonight for that. So I'm going to miss Bible study tonight. But anyway, she's worth it. So, hi Debbie, thank you for jumping on. We're going to be taking apart Little Golden Book. This is the Grand and Wonderful Day, Mr. Pooh, or Miss Pooh. Hi Beverly, thank you for jumping on. I'm not used to calling you Beverly, I call you Bev. And Debbie, hey, and Mary. So I am gonna, if you see that red light, that means we're live. If it's not red, it'll be black, and then you can just put a hashtag replay on there, because I do go back and I watch my lives a few times and answer any questions for when we get some replays. Hey Jamie, how are you? It's so good to have you guys here on Monday. So my hair's a little wild. I just washed it and it's a little wild today. So let's move it off of my hair, and hopefully the lighting's good. I can turn on an overhead light if it's if we need that. And I'm just going to move you down just a little bit so you can see the desk better and not so much me. And I'm still trying to figure out how to find me on my computer, and I don't like to take more than a minute to do that, and I'm not quite sure how come I can't find myself. Oh, look, I did. I found myself. So let me take off the volume though. Okay, so I've only taken a couple of these apart. So hi Roberta, thank you. Hi Laurel, thank you for jumping on. So I'm doing all of this on what I have learned from watching other crafters like Jimmy Lou and a few others. I am going to just kind of score a little bit where the staple is. Just a little bit, because I got to be able to see it. I got my trusty butter knife. Hi Sheila. How are you? Thank you for watching. And I'm just kind of looking to see, inside here where it's at. And I'm going to try and see if I can get my staples to come up. And I think this one's up a little higher. This one seems to be about right here. So I'm just pushing and pulling and trying to get the staple to open, and this one did, as you can see. I don't know if you can see how the staple has opened. We just thought I did the top one to do that, and we got the top one to do. Okay, so we got the staple out of the back of the cover, so now we just have to pull it out. I am going to try and see if I can straighten it a little bit to make it come off a little bit easier. And I know that they said don't leave the staple in because it can hurt you later. So I'm going to try my best to not do it. Hi Joelle, thank you for watching and catching me live all the way from sunny California. So I'm going to try and see if I can use my knife to pull it through without tearing my pages. And we'll try and get this baby out of here. As little damage as possible. All right. So we have our two signatures out of the book. I'm going to leave them in order so I don't get them out of order. So that's the easy part for me. I don't have a problem doing this part of it. My part is getting that staple out without damaging the spine. And I don't know how you can do it. There's no there's no way that you can take that staple out without cutting the spine or without cutting the foil paper. So I'm going to try and take a little X-Acto knife, maybe. I don't know. Anybody got any good ideas on that? I know the whole idea is to be able, I wish I knew which one of these was an X-Acto knife. I think it's, nope, that's an actual pen. I bought some from Temu that look like pens, and every time I want a pen, I end up grabbing normally I would end up grabbing the knife. Today, all I'm grabbing is pens. So I guess we won't be doing that. Maybe I put it somewhere else. I did. I put it over in my other toolbox. Okay, so this is supposedly a little blade. Hi, Jimmy Lou. Did you watch me tear apart this? I did it, but now I got to get that little staple out. See? And I can't get them out unless I rip a little bit right there. So, cut slight. Thank you, Debbie. That's what I'm thinking. If I just cut it slightly and not tear it, that I can probably get it glued back down. And see if I can get my handy dandy tools under it. I wish I could just like pounce it through without hurting myself. I tried the trick last time of just cutting it. I was going to pull it through, but that didn't work, so I ended up cutting it. I got this, girl. Yeah, I got it. Re-glue it, yeah. I was just trying to see if I could get the book, my table to actually pop that up. I got it almost. Okay, we got it, but I did tear. I have a tear. Oh my gosh, call the paramedics. I have a tear in my golden book. No. Don't tear the golden book. Okay, we got it out. Got it out. I swear, I feel like I'm in the ER at the hospital. We have more stress intubating patients at the hospital than I have. The gang is all here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Judy. Hi, Jamie. So I did do it. I did get a little bit of a tear. Like I said, I can glue it back, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of glue, but first I'm going to try and get this one to pop out. And I'm just going to straighten it again too. Because that way when it comes out, it won't drag as much, I guess. And I have a better chance of it coming straight out. But I don't think I cut this one, so let me cut this one and see if we can get it to come out again. Hi, Molly and Vicky. Thank you for jumping on. Hope everybody can, oh, see, look at that, popped up really nice. I just used the table and it just popped right out. Oh, see, that's when you want it to do. Just that easy. Just that easy. So now we just, that one I don't even really, I can put a little bit of glue, but you can't even hardly see, you know, all you see is that little, you know, where the staple was. Apparently they don't want us to take these apart when they put this backing on it. So now comes the major decision. I gotta cut it in half again, huh? Or I can leave it attached. Let's see if I can get my tweezers, just so I can lift that where I tore it. And I'll just add a little bit of art glitter glue in there, and we did it. Hi, Alex, Debbie, everybody. So, oh, my thing says Debbie's watching. Okay, so I can either leave that spine on there and just flip this book like this, which I think is what most people do, since I don't have any damage on my spine. And then I can leave that attached. And I think that's what I would like to do. The only problem is I have this inside, so I think I'm gonna have to add, hi Sarah, thank you for jumping on with all my other friends. Sarah goes to church with me, where I go to church with her. She actually sings in the church, so we do Bible study, but I won't be there tonight, Sarah. I'm going to dinner with my granddaughters. It's her 27th birthday, so, and since she was really sick for like 3 years, we're happy to celebrate birthdays with her because she was really sick for a long time. She's the actual reason why we kind of all moved to Texas, because she moved here. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna do. I have to reinforce this spine if I'm going to sew these back in. It's so funny is we took these out and now we're gonna put them back. But I'm gonna have to trim it down, because if I do it the way I want to do it, see how much it's bigger than the book. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. I could, like I said, I could cut that and make it wider, but I don't think I need it any wider. I think I want to keep it like that. I bought this fabric from the Messy Craft Corner, Jimmy Lou, and I'm thinking that on this one, I think I'm going to do the inside with it. Last time I kept the integrity of the book, and this one has no writing on it either. I could just put a pocket down here with it, and maybe that's what I'll do, because it has no writing. It actually was a fairly good book, and I can do that, but I'd still need to attach something here. So would I have brought that over here? Probably not. Let's see, what do I have in my handy dandy trick folder here? I have some cardstock here in this bag. So maybe I can just use a piece of this and we'll cover that to do the spine. How about that, huh? See, most people would throw this away. Not me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna measure that. Jimmy Lou's going, no, don't do it that way. No, I'm just teasing. Just teasing. Okay, so I just need to mark it with my pen. Sole. And last time I had a hard time when I did this, because I made my, I was gonna do a hidden spine. I'm not gonna do a hidden spine this time either. And I don't know if this is gonna be too thick for my cutter, but we'll see. I might have to go over it a couple of times, but it will be the one way to get a good straight line. Let me do it this way. It is a pretty thick, I think they use this to go around picture frames and stuff like that. I got a bunch of those one time when I went to the fair. My husband said, oh, let's make this, and we bought one from the fair. And so this spine is opened up. It is 1 inch. Which isn't really a lot, I think, to do 2 signatures, but I won't make them too big. How's that? I'm just gonna flip this over. So what's everybody saying? Hi, Carol. Thank you for watching. And Michelle. Yay. So we'll put this away because this is good stuff to have. I always say I don't have any cardstock, but that's exactly what this, or chipboard, but that's exactly what this stuff is. So yes, I do have some. It's just a really thick one. But I did sell that tool before we moved here because I thought, well, I won't be doing that anymore. And so I sold the tool that you make picture frames with. So that's going to go really nice right there. Oh, I could move it closer to you guys so you could see. And I think what I'll do is I will cover this. It does need to be a little bit shorter with this fabric that I got from Jimmy Lou. And then we'll make pockets. So let me take a smidgen off of this. A smidgen, you know, the technical term for 80 beats. So I don't want to use my good scissors. So I'm just going to take a little bit because by the time I put the fabric around it, we want it to not be taller than the book. Okay, so that worked. So now we got to just cut this. And I love harassing Jimmy Lou a little bit. I want to. She's such a great teacher. She really is. Jimmy Lou, you're a fun teacher. So, but I used to know. I'm going to refer to you like I used to do with my dad. Not that you remind me of my dad, because you don't. But my dad was a great teacher. He was a great chef. I mean, he was a chef, actually. When he was in the Navy, he was a chef. And so later on in life, you know, we lived in the same town for 20 years before he passed away. Well, I guess it wasn't quite 20 years for him because he passed away, but he lived there longer than me. So I'm just cutting some of this, and I'm going to glue it onto this. But anyways, my dad did all the cooking when we were little. My mom didn't know how to cook at all. So my dad would, I gotta think and tell my story at the same time, right? So anyways, my dad would come over. We would swap. Every other weekend we would swap on who was gonna make Sunday dinner. One week he would do it at his house, and the next week I would do it at my house. And whatever I cooked, if I did it good, like a good job at it, and Joel knows my dad before he passed, but anyway, he would just, you know, he would like compliment me or whatever. If I didn't do it the way he thought it was supposed to have been done, the following Sunday, we would have it at his house, and then he would do it the way he thought I should do it. So that's how I always knew whether or not I made a dinner correctly or not. And so I think it's funny when after Jimmy Lou sees us girls sometimes that she's, you know, kind of mentoring and teaching all of us and stuff. And if she sees us like panicking or whatever, she'll go on and she'll do her live and she'll like, okay, you got to do it like this. So I'm like, if I don't see her do this on her live in a couple hours, then I'll know that I did it halfway okay. So, but I love learning, so it's like I don't take it personal at all. And sometimes we just need to be reminded, you know, they're the teacher. You know, I'm trying to teach now, and I don't want to be teaching it wrong. So if I am doing something wrong, I would rather have somebody say, hey, I think you might want to try it this way. So all I'm doing right now is mitering my corners, just so that when I glue this on, we don't have a bunch of bulk on the corner. Let me move this so I don't get glue all over that. And I think I will turn the brown down so the brown will be facing inside the book. Hi, Michelle. So what's everybody got planned for today? Look at this glue glob inside the lid. like I said, we're going to go out to dinner for my granddaughter. And the whole, well, not all the family, but most of the family's going to. So I have my little spatula, and I love my little spatula. And I probably should have put glue on this side of it first. And the granddaughter that we're having dinner for today, she loves pasta. She's a pastaholic, actually. She's a carbholic, I should say. So the kids always get to pick where they want to go to dinner. My daughter's always done that, where the kids can pick where they want to go. And she wants to go to the Olive Garden. And I'm like, yay, because I love the Olive Garden. So on this time, I am going to do my insides. Normally, I would do the outside first. But I want to, I just want to do the inside first, so it'll be more cleaner. Normally I would have done the, oops, well, it's going to be down anyway. So now we have our spine all decorated. I didn't add anything to it because, like I said, the last time I made it, and I know Jimmy Lou said that she put like a little edging on both sides to make it lift up a little bit, but the last time I did it, I put too much in there, and it was not good. Didn't work. So now I can glue that on and have that be sitting there while we put our pages together. How's that? So I'm just going to glue this side, and then we'll glue it into the spine. And I could have actually, I probably should have taken 2 seconds and popped my holes in here with my tool, because I would have been able to reach it if I did it like this. But since I already got glue all over it, I can't do that. So that's a good trick, you guys. If you don't have like the long arm crocodile, you could punch your holes through here while it's still small. So that way it can reach. I didn't think that through. So I am putting Winnie down. And actually I'm going to hold off putting Winnie down just for one more second, because I think I want my pocket to go under it. So, well, I'm just making decisions right and left, aren't I? I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that. Nope, I want to do that. Nope. But that's okay. See, you can just go with the fly and just say, nope, change my mind. It's a woman's prerogative. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind. And Joelle, I'm sorry, I still have not gotten the package. I don't know if it had to go to another country first before it got here. And that's a little bit too high. But I do want to be able to see Winnie. And poor Tigger. I think that's Tigger, right? I don't know what his name is. It's been so long since I have actually seen it. I love Olive Garden. Don't get me wrong, I love it. My daughter, they like more fine dining than Olive Garden. But man, I love the chicken Alfredo. That is what I'm already going to be ordering. I don't even have to think about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue right here, and then I'm going to use my little spatula. And I'm kind of, instead of taking this to the sewing machine, I'm just using the glue to give us a little fold here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's so funny, we've been here 5 years and I haven't been to the Olive Garden once. And I love it. I love that you can eat all the salad you want. Oh, come off of there, glue. I'm going to have to add a little more glue to that because it's probably tacking up. So if I had taken this over to the sewing machine for a second, I wouldn't be having to do all of this inside work like that, but I didn't. So I'm just folding this up, and we're just literally making a pocket. Let's put the pocket in the right direction though. That will help. And I just need to trim this off a little bit. So if you had your choice, without getting me kicked off of Mr. FB, if you had your choice of where you would go for your your birthday dinner, where would you pick? What would you pick? Everybody can tell me in the comments. We'll get my algorithm up. We'll get it going. I have 19 eyeballs watching. My goodness. But tell me where your favorite place would be. So right now I'm just going to put glue on the bottom and then on the sides. I'm not going to worry about this because this little guy here is going to keep that. So I'm using my fabric tack and I'm just going around the edge, and I'm going to go around the bottom and going up this side over here. And then we'll just lay this baby down. Sometimes I actually forget to put the pocket on because I'm in such a hurry sometimes. So I am going to add just a little bit more glue to this because it's pretty dried up already. And we'll put it in the spine, and then I'll clip it and we'll let that sit while we make our signatures. So we've got Winnie going the right direction. And got her in the middle of the spine, or him. I don't even know if Winnie, I guess it's a girl. My daughter has been called Pooh her whole life. Her name is Wendy, and her dad called her Pooh. Her dad named her, and like I said, he's called her Pooh her whole life, and all of her nieces and nephews call her Aunt Pooh, and it's even gone into grandmahood, sort of. Her granddaughter calls her Doo-Doo. So, okay, so we're gonna let that sit. I'm gonna put a couple clamps on. If I have any right here. Here's one, and we'll let that sit up, and I'm gonna call that a success again. I like it when we have things that work. I do have to reach behind me here to get another clamp though. Don't you like it when things actually work? I think I'm going to use these clamps because they're stronger. And take that one off. But I like it when you have a vision for something and it actually works. I mean, that to me. Our local Greek pizza. Ooh, that's cool. I don't know if I know the difference between a Greek pizza and a regular pizza. Red ox. That's kind of neat. I like, I do like the chain that we're going to, but we do have a place, it's called Lidoland out here. And that's where I usually pick when it's my birthday time because they make a great chicken fried steak. So, and, since we raise Wagyu, I don't really care about that. But so we got that. I'm going to set that aside. So we have our, let me just put a cap on my glue so it doesn't get all over my table. So we have the first signature and the second signature. And I just want to make sure I keep the pages together. But what makes a Greek pizza Greek? Is it just that they don't put the marinara sauce on it, or they put more of that, more of the oil and vinegar or something? I don't really know. Huh. I'll have to check into it. So the other day in Bookmakers, like I said, I belong to Bookmakers. We made these, so I have one to go in one signature and one to go in the other, and it's just like a 3 pocket thing, and I decorated them with a little bit of Winnie stuff. And then I've just been kind of collecting, going around my room and picking papers and stuff, and we're just trying and see if we can build us a signature. We do have to cut these pages though. So let's measure real quick. Where's my measuring tool? And this is funny too. My husband's probably had this ruler for 40, 50 years. And now I have it. No. So it is 6 inches from the 6 inches from the spine. So we don't want anything longer than 6 inches at all. I would like to keep it so I have like at least 1/4 of an inch, so 5 inches and 3/4. So we're gonna measure our book and see if we can cut off. Whew. That's the hard part, because you don't want to cut anything that's important to the book off, like, you know, words, people's hands. No. So I have to open this up to get to 6 inches. Let me open that. So only a couple people said where they like to eat. And the little town that we used to live in, so that's 6 inches. So let me see what that is going to cut off. Oh, that is getting really close to words. But we used to have a little restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant. Oh, I'm almost getting this. Almost getting you, Winnie. So I'm gonna look and see. Please don't have any words. I'm gonna keep these and I'll make little belly bands with them or something. But anyways, we had a Mexican restaurant. We only had a few restaurants in the town. And everybody used to like to go to the Mexican restaurant for their birthdays because they used to have this gigantic hat and they'd take pictures and all the good stuff. And since it was just a little town and it was just nice to go local. So that's what we did. So we got the first one at 6 inches now. And then this tissue paper came from Gucci, and it was inside of my granddaughter's little Gucci shoes. So woohoo for her, right? So we have these papers that I cut down. I was using the paper for something else, and I have leftover for that. So I'm just putting one in one stack, and then I got a roll of this stuff. I don't even know what you call it. It's like a webbing. And I got it. And I think it's kind of unique, and we'll add that in there. I don't know how well. I think it'll stay in if it's sandwiched between other stuff. And it should work okay. And then I made this little cute little folder thing, so we'll put that in there. And then I have some this yellow writing paper, and it just reminds me of something like Winnie the Pooh, so we'll put that in. And then I have a bag. We'll add that. I'm going to have to get another bag because I don't want to see one. I'm going to add that over there. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. And we'll add that over there. And then these are all just cardstocks that I had, left over when I cut something else. And I don't know if I'm going to use them all. And here's some vellum. We can add that in. And we have some doily. And here's some bees. That'll be cute. Oh, maybe I do have some already over there. So we can add the bees in here because, you got to have Winnie Pooh and the bees, right? It's got a pot of honey. And then online, oh no, I think Jamie sent me these. I was looking for something and I saw these. So I thought these would be cute to go in. So we'll add those pages. And I'm just putting them back to back because I'll make pockets out of them. And we have another one of these yellow papers. We'll add that. And this isn't how it's going to go. It's just stuff I've grabbed. So we'll put these back to back. And they're not even cut the same, but that's okay because I can decorate the top. So let's see if we can build a signature now that we've got some papers to play with. And we got that. Okay, and we have a doily. So that's the great thing about junk journaling. Hi, Barbara. Thank you for coming on. And Molly and Tony. And Barbara said, what did Barbara say? Barbara said, the first time watching me. Oh, thank you for watching, Barbara. Hope you come back. I like to say, can you kick the cow patties around? Because we live on a ranch. There's 4 generations that live here. And it's a working cattle ranch. And I think I have enough cardstock. Okay, so let's get, oh, thank you for sprinkling. I would say, can you kick my cow patties to the neighbors? No. We've had, I think we've had 7 births this week alone. 7 or 8, I don't know. There was one little one that was laying out there yesterday when I went to church. I stopped by and I saw it. So we're going to keep the front of the book, and but that's what I want to do. I like to, I don't know. I could put a different page in there. I always kind of like to put that, but I do like this blue, and then that way when I open it up, we'll see that, and then we'll see the title page. So we'll do that this time. We'll do it different this time. And this I'm not going to tie in. I'll just stick this in a pocket, but I have one for each one. So then we have, let's see, we can add this blue pocket, and we can add this really cute yellow. I don't know why I like this yellow paper, and it might not even work so good because it was glued together. It was sewn in a book, and I tore it apart, so we might have to reinforce it. So I think I'll reinforce it with a big page, just in case it tears apart, and that way I can glue it to something. I'm going to have to do that. Maybe I want a blank page there. So, I don't know. I tell you what, we'll reinforce it with its own paper. So that way, if it does tear, I can glue it, and we can make pockets out of it. Hi, Sue. Thank you for watching. I'm so sorry that Kenny's got poison ivy. Ugh, make me itch thinking about it. So now let's add another page of the story. And this one's going to have to be cut down. So let's cut it down now. 6 inches, because it's way too big. So I'm going to cut some off the bottom, and then we'll flip it around and we'll cut it off the top too. It's so much easier to cut your stuff before you put it in than it is to try and cut it when it's all sewn together. So put that, and I don't know why I said it had to be 6 inches. Duh. It doesn't have to be 6 inches. It is 8 inches tall. So I just made that too short, but that's okay. It's a junk journal. It can go that way. We'll add this. And we'll add this really cute paper here. And we can add another storyline, which does need to be cut down just a little bit, but not 6 inches to 8 inches. So, my cutter's getting a little bit of stuff in here. Get that in your cutter and it doesn't cut right. Oh, you did your haircut already and got paid? Well, that was quick. Wow. You are quick, girl. You are quick. Do you like it better when they come to your house instead of having to go like to theirs to do the haircuts? I'm going to cut the end of the bag off, which I don't think I did on the other one, so let me trim that one. What's our time? we might not get these sewn in, but we'll get them together so we can sew them in on Friday. So has anybody got some really neat plans for Easter? Or who's cooking? I don't know what we're doing. I know that my church is doing an Easter, early Easter morning service, and then they're making lunch or breakfast, and then they're having the regular service. So I think I will, let's see how many pages we have. We need to add anything else in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we can add this one last page in. And we'll have 17. And I like that. That's a good number to have. So we will clip this. And like I said, I want that to dry. So I think we will probably sew them in on... You're going to your son's house? That's fun. Normally my son-in-law gets us a reservation somewhere to have like brunch, but I want to do, the kids are having an Easter egg hunt right after service, so I think I'm gonna try and stay and help with that. So we'll make our next signature. So I'm going to keep, let's see. What to do, what to do. What to do, what to do. I was gonna say, do I want to keep, I want to keep my book in order, so let's put it in order. Do I want that to cover up my, I don't have another tall one right here. We'll do that. And then how tall are these? I do have these guys again. I know I'm moving off the camera, I'm sorry. Yesterday I spent a majority of my day playing in the mud, and I was going to show you guys my red dirt stained papers that are up for sale, if anybody wants them. And then I was staining laces and different materials, different stuff I have. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to keep this on the inside just in case that paper rips. I'll be able to glue that together. So what did you guys do yesterday? Were you playing in the mud like me? Walking around seeing who was born and who wasn't. Your parents are in Alaska for Easter. Oh, Joelle, I've always wanted to do that in Alaska. Did they go on the cruise or did they fly? So I think I have to trim this down. You can't go any higher than my, so those are gonna have to be trimmed down, both of these, to 8 inches. So I'm just gonna cut the whites off of the top and off the bottom, and that'll give me my 8 inches. Hi Deborah, thank you for watching. Deborah had a birthday. Everybody can say happy birthday to Deborah. It was her birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Deborah. I'd sing, but you don't want me to. Joelle, sing her happy birthday. Joelle's a singer in a band. She can sing it. And then we have another bag. We're going to cut the end of that off. Joelle and my husband were in the band together. He was the piano player and she was the singer. And I used to love it when they would come to, they used to always do rehearsals at our house, and I would always love it because I got an hour free concert every week. So we're going to add that in, and then I think I'm going to add another page of the story. And I got to take this one, because we want our, oh, we got to cut Winnie the Pooh down. We did not do that, you guys didn't tell me. You guys forgot to tell me, or were you telling me and I didn't see it? We do have to cut these down. Silly, silly me. Now we just got to make sure we keep them in the right order. Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh, we lost little Pooh's rear end on that one. I think I'll just take the scissors to it. Oh my goodness. I lost Pooh's rear end. Apparently I can't cut and talk at the same time either. I should have just left it on the cutter. Oh well. Poor Pooh lost his rear end. Okay, so this is how the story goes. Yep, okay. Like, this is how the story goes. Okay. Why? Boy, you lose track there for 1 second and you like can be just totally, you can just lose it in a second. Now I lost track of where I was. Okay, we'll put that there. And we'll put the next story in. And that goes on the outside. We'll put this there, and we'll put another yellow paper in. And I want to, I already have one of those. Put a doily in. And if that paper tears, I got the doily I can use to glue and make pockets with. And we have to put in some of this cute Gucci paper. I think it's Gucci. I don't know. Oh, we have 2 doilies. Let's move one of those doilies out. And I don't know if you guys make your signatures exactly the same. I don't always put the same thing. Poor Pooh, I know. Poor Pooh lost his bind. Don't tell him. He lost his little behind right there. Let's see, what else do we want to do? We have this paper with the bees, because we can't have Pooh without the bees, right? And I have this cute black and white paper. And we have another doily, and then we'll count our papers and see what we're got. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep, that's a big enough one. So 18 on that one. So I'm just going to clip this one together so I don't have to lose that. So we have our 2 signatures for our book. And I don't know why it still looks like it's probably because it's not all, oh, that's why, because I have that clipped that way. So I'm just going to clip it down here, maybe. And then we'll set those aside because I don't think this is dried enough for me to sew it in yet. Well, it might be. Let's take it off. What time is it? Well, we've got a little, like 11 minutes. I don't think I can sew it in 11 minutes. So I think I will sew it in on Friday. We have our 2 signatures. It's going to be a little tight fit, but we'll make it work. I'm probably going to add some lace to the outside cover. And we will do that later. But what I want to do right now is just to take a minute and show you guys what I've been working on. And boy, it's funny. I'm going to flip the camera back up just a little bit. How many pages per signature? That's a kind of a judgment call there, Deborah. You can put anywhere, I think, from 13. I think 18 or 20 is like the max. But it really just depends on how big your spine is. Boy, my hair flattened down because it's hot in here. So it just depends on how wide your spine is, on how many you can get. But I have one book that has 5 signatures in it, but there's probably 15 pages per signature. So I've been busy making stuff. So I was out making red dirt stained stuff. So I made this, and this is going to be $5 if somebody wants it. And you can just message or say item number 1 sold for $5. And we're marking this as item number 1. And it's just like a handkerchief that I dyed in the red dirt. So you can either type in item 1 or you can type in handkerchief. It's $5 plus shipping. And then I did the red dirt on a cotton, it's almost like a muslin kind of. So I did that, and this one's going to be $5, and it's going to be item number 2. So if you're interested in that, and just say item number 2. It is been washed. It won't come out. It won't come off on anything. Unfortunately, the red dirt in this area stains. No. So we have another handkerchief that I did. This is going to be handkerchief 2. So we had a handkerchief 1, and then we have handkerchief 2, and the difference is the difference around the edging. So these were both dyed with our red dirt. 2 is a smidgen bigger than 1. And then I dyed some lace. So this is red dirt lace. They're 18 inches long. They're $3. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So these are items number 4, and there's 5 of them. So if anybody wants them, the $3, just type in lace. They're 18 inches long. They're $3. And then I have the red dirt paper that I make. And these are 75 cents a sheet. So just tell me how many of just type in paper and how many pages you want. So every one of them is hand done by me. So, and then I have this I still have to cut up. It's lace that I dyed, and it's really pretty. The red dirt makes it a really pretty, kind of a light pink color on this. And right now it's about a little over a yard big. If somebody wants the entire thing, just say entire lace, and it's $10. So, Susan, you want the big piece, or you want one of these? Okay, I'll get that to you, Susan. So the big one, we're gonna call that, what should we call this? I don't know what we should call it. Large lace, how about that? We'll just call it large lace. And then I'll go back and if you guys could just message me your address and your email address and your name, obviously. Private message me those, and then I'll get them shipped out to you guys and everything. And then I still have 3 journals that are available. We have the pink journal, pink polka dot journal, which I showed the other day. And it is just all kinds of cute things that I've made and put in here and decorated with Nuvo drops. And so this journal is $40, and it's the pink polka dot journal. So just say pink polka dot, it's $40. And then this is what Linda Flitcher sent me. She sent me the cute cover, and I sewed the top and I sewed the bottom, and I put this together. Susan, you said 10, but I'm not sure what you're asking for, so I'll message you and find out what you're talking about. So anyways, this is the flower journal. I call it flower journal. It is $45, and just say flower journal. And everything in here has to do with flowers some way or another. So we worked on this like 3 lives. So you want to see how it's made, you can go back and watch them. You can go on my YouTube channel. It's craftingwithnani.com on YouTube. And you can watch those if you don't get to see it on my live. But I think all of those are still up. And this one is probably not on my lives anymore because I made it, and I think it's already been taken down. So you can find this one on YouTube. So this journal, we're calling it the Ladies Journal. It's $45. It has Totally Dazzled cameo on it and a couple other Totally Dazzled pieces in there. And it's all of the ladies. It has lace through it. Has another Totally Dazzled brooch in there. Has some pearls. And all the pages are just, you know, it's like old-fashioned ladies. We did this in book club. There's 2 signatures. So we're gonna call that the Ladies Journal. You want the whole lace? Okay, perfect. So, anyways, I'm going to just kind of read over my comments, just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. And I was over here thinking I could tap my screen, but I don't have one of those screens. So I'm gonna jump off, and I will go back and see who wanted anything and who hasn't, and we'll go from there. And like I said, if you just private message me your address and an email address, I can send an invoice. I only take right now Zelle and Venmo. Those are the only 2 things I can take at the moment. So, or you can write me a check and send a check, and I'll ship it out when it's done. So, you love the lace? I know you love lace. It's a big one too. So, I will let you guys go. I'm just so glad that you guys came on, and I will catch you guys all live again on Friday at 2 o'clock, and we'll continue to work in the Pooh Journal. So I will talk to you guys all soon. Thank you for crafting with Nani. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.